In recent years, the concept of a social credit system has gained increasing attention, especially in China, where a government-run system ranks citizens based on their behavior, financial transactions, and political compliance. However, conspiracy theorists argue that a similar system is quietly being introduced in Western countries, disguised under policies promoting public safety, digital identities, and financial regulation. They claim that the West's version of social credit is being implemented through technology companies, financial institutions, and government programs, creating a system where everyday activities, from social media posts to credit scores and medical history, are tracked, scored, and used to control access to services. But is this really happening? Or is this just another paranoid theory? Let's take a deep dive into the alleged Western social credit system, its origins, key players, and possible future implications. The Chinese social credit system, a blueprint for the West? Before exploring how social credit is believed to be creeping into the West, it's important to understand the original Chinese model. The Chinese Communist Party, CCP, launched its social credit system as a way to monitor and enforce trustworthiness in society. Citizens with high scores, good behavior, receive benefits like lower loan rates, easier travel, and priority access to services. Those with low scores, bad behavior, can be banned from flights, face employment restrictions, and even have their internet speeds slowed down. Some Western governments and corporations praise this system as a model for improving public order and security, but conspiracy theorists claim that this is just a stepping stone to full authoritarian control. Early signs of social credit in the West. Conspiracy theorists argue that Western governments, banks, and technology firms are gradually implementing their own version of social credit by using different mechanisms. These include 1. Big tech censorship and behavior tracking. Companies like Google, Facebook, and Twitter already track and regulate speech. If a user spreads what platforms consider misinformation, their account may be banned or restricted. But theorists believe that this is just the beginning. Soon, social media behavior could impact real-world privileges. In 2021, PayPal announced plans to fine users for spreading misinformation, leading many to believe that financial punishment for opinions is already in motion. The debunking of controversial figures, such as Nigel Farage in the UK, led to speculation that banks can deny financial access based on political beliefs. 2. ESG scores, a corporate social credit system. Another major warning sign is the rise of environmental, social, and governance (ESG) scores, a system that ranks companies based on their compliance with climate policies, diversity initiatives, and corporate responsibility. Conspiracy theorists suggest that ESG will eventually be applied to individuals, determining who gets access to jobs, housing, and even loans based on their ethical behavior. 3. Digital IDs and central bank digital currencies, CBDCs. Governments worldwide are pushing for digital IDs, which store a person's biometric data, medical history, and financial records. Alongside this, central bank digital currencies, CBDCs, are being developed, currencies controlled by governments that can be programmed to restrict purchases based on behavior. Canada's frozen bank accounts during the 2022 trucker protests is often cited as an example of how digital money could be weaponized. In Europe, banks have experimented with carbon tracking on purchases, restricting people from buying too much meat or fuel. China already uses digital yuan with expiry dates to force people to spend money before it disappears. Critics fear that combining digital IDs plus CBDCs plus social tracking equals a full-scale social credit system. A dystopian future? The full implementation of social credit. If social credit systems continue spreading in the West, conspiracy theorists warn that daily life could become highly regulated. Imagine a future where your score is linked to your purchases. Buying too much alcohol, fast food, or gasoline lowers your score. Social media posts determine your financial freedom, Speaking against the government or mainstream narratives results in losing access to banking services. Travel restrictions. People with low scores are banned from planes and trains, similar to China's system. Surveillance expands. Smart cities track movement, behavior, and spending habits, feeding everything into a real-time score. AI enforces rules. Automated systems deny services to individuals based on a trustworthiness ranking. At its most extreme, conspiracy theorists believe this could lead to a world where people are completely controlled by algorithms, rewarded or punished based on behavior, with no escape from the system. Is it already happening? Signs that social credit is here. Some researchers dismiss the idea of a Western social credit system, arguing that these policies are just modern advancements in finance, security, and social responsibility. However, those who believe in the conspiracy point to real-world examples of its implementation. Canada's Freedom Convoy crackdown. 2022 protesters had their bank accounts frozen without trial. Bank account closures in the UK. 2023 politicians and journalists claimed they were debunked due to political views. Australian digital ID push. A nationwide digital ID system is being introduced, linking personal data across industries. EU's carbon footprint tracking. 2023 some banks introduced carbon limits on individual purchases. Italy's social credit experiment. 2022 the government tested a points-based system rewarding citizens for good behavior. To many, these cases prove that a controlled, ranking-based system is slowly unfolding. Final thoughts: a conspiracy or an inevitable future? Is the Western social credit system conspiracy a warning sign of an approaching dystopia, or just fear-driven speculation? While some argue that these developments are innocent and meant to improve society, critics insist that they are precursors to a world where every action is monitored, judged, and controlled. Regardless of whether the full social credit system will ever become a reality, one thing is certain: governments, corporations, and tech companies are gaining more control over personal data and financial systems. Whether this power is used for protection or manipulation remains a matter of intense debate. Would you comply with a social credit system, or would you resist? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please remember to like, share and subscribe for more. Stay informed.